New Artist Spotlight Podcast.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the New Artist Spotlight Podcast. We're back, and we're here with a very, very special guest today. And I'm also here with Origin Crxss.
Yes, sir. You know it's me, Big OG, and we are back again to interview some of the best artists, independent artists from around the world. New Artist Spotlight is your plug to some of the best new independent music, period.
That is absolutely true. And speaking of the best in the business, this is an artist we've got today who I'm looking forward to speaking to because he's one of my favorite artists from New Artist Spotlight playlists. Very high quality music. I just had to get him on the show. I've been chasing him, wanted him. So here we go. Welcome to the show, Michael Sopolidis. How are you doing, man?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, mate. Did I get your name right?
Yeah, it's okay. It's actually it's Greek, but Sopolidis, it's okay.
Not bad.
Yeah. How do you say it? That's the important part.
Depends. In Germany, it's Sopolidis. You say like you just said. In Greek, it's Sopolidis. So
are you Greek or are you German?
I'm half Greek. My father's Greek, but I was born in Germany and I live here since. Yeah.
Nice, man. The melting pot.
Yeah, it is.
That's what we like to hear. So for people who like to say, I'm a big fan, man. I love your music. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. So anyone who doesn't know your music, how would you describe yourself as an artist?
It's I don't really know. Well, I do mainly rock music, but with elements of metal and pop. I mix a lot of stuff together, and I don't how to say.
You don't put yourself in a box?
Nah, yeah, right. I like to play and write the music I like to listen to, and it's quite diverse. So I don't like boxes.
Yeah, agreed.
It's difficult to talk about your own music because it's nothing I really think about. You know, it's this way or that way. It's I do it the way
expression.
Yeah, it's an expression. So and it's hard for me to talk to express stuff like that. So I do it in music form. So yeah,
I'll tell you what I think then, because I don't want to completely dominate this. Origin, I'll let you speak. But yeah, I think because it says on your Spotify bio, been doing some research before meeting you. It says the music I make is as diverse as the music I listen to, from hard rocking metal to soft pop ballads and beyond. Everything I do is 100% me. But I don't think I don't hear any soft pop ballads on your Spotify playlist, so I'm looking forward to hearing some of them in the future. But I think there's a distinctive, like, it's metal and it's like melodic metal as well, and it's like it reminds me of like some of the music I grew up with, like Slipknot, System of a Down, more,
Okay.
Yeah, and like taking elements of them, but also like a little bit 80s kind of power ballads in there. You've obviously got a cover of
Roxette.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's a good mishmash, man. I like it.
Thank you. The problem is the songs I have released until now, they're more in the metal part of my own music, but there'll be some softer stuff in the future to come.
Looking forward to it, man.
Thank you. You know, it's difficult to put so many styles together, and it's hard to if you do a metal song and you release it, and the next thing you release is a pop ballad, maybe you confuse some people. So I decided to start with the harder stuff and then go softer later on.
Like a few artists that we've had on have kind of said that where either they have different artist pages for their music, or they try to find some type of way to kind of differentiate between this type of music and that type of music. Then there are other artists who come on and say that, I'm just a diverse artist. And so growing with me kind of means growing within hearing and experiencing all of these different sides of my creativity within music. But before we go a little deeper into, not boxing in with genres and everything, give us a little backstory on how you got started in general. Like, where did your love for music kind of develop, and where did you kind of decide that this was something that you wanted to do?
Well, I started playing the drums when I was 9. My brother was playing keyboard in the school's band, and the drummer of the band, he left school because he was finished. So I said, okay, I'll try it, just like that. Okay, I think I can do it. So my brother said, okay, I'll make an appointment with a teacher who was the band leader back then, and he showed me the first beat on the drums, and from then on, I started practicing every school break. I went into the music room and started playing drums. Yeah, and that's how it started, really, with the drums. So that was my first instrument. Later on, I got a bass guitar and started playing a little bit bass, and I got a guitar, and we had keyboards at home, so there was always that I could play on the keyboards from my brother. And then I started writing music when I was about 18, I think, when I got my guitar, because I wanted to do rock music. So I thought I need a guitar to play and write rock music, and that's how it started. It's it's been a while, and I'm writing since, and I've written quite a few songs which are not released yet, obviously, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, get them out, man. We want more. We want more. We want more.
Yeah, I'm on it. It's always the problem with time. It's you have family, you have a job, you have other obligations. So it's often the music has to be.
We can wait, man. We can wait. It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it. So, like, do you play all the instruments on your music then?
Yeah,
a lot of it. You got guitar solos in there and all sorts.
Yeah, I'm not really a good solo player, but I'm trying. So my guitar playing developed some in the last few years. I got better, so I try to play solos, and I do everything myself. So it's because you read in my bio, it's 100% me, and it's really true because I do everything myself, from writing, recording, mixing, everything. Even the videos, artwork, it's really 100% me. So, and that's the way I planned my records I'm going to release. So everything you hear, it's me.
What's your experience with that been like? Is it a thing of just the resources where you feel like you want to be able to do all those things so that you don't have to outsource to anybody else, or is it just kind of like what's your view on it? Is it something that you do because you want to, or is it just like, well, it's easier for me to do it because I don't necessarily know where to go to get the other people's help, or I don't want to put the money toward that when that isn't technically, like your focus? Like, how do you approach it?
Well, it's somehow developed. It's I always enjoyed playing with other musicians and writing songs with other people, which I still do. But somehow for my stuff, it worked out better this way, because it's all about, first of all, having control over what's happening, what direction you go, and having control over your time. It's I don't have to ask anybody, hey, do you have time? Can you come over? We're gonna do something. It's I can do my own schedule and be independent from that. And the other part is it's about money too. If you have to pay somebody to play any instruments, if you have to pay somebody to mix your songs, if you have to pay somebody to do the artwork or videos, it's a lot of money, and it's still a hobby. So it's a development of finding my own skills and my own approach to writing the songs and doing everything. So
and those skills will come in handy as well. Like, those are skills that you can use for other stuff, and you might even be able to make some money out of those skills one day, like doing some freelance video editing or mixing other people's tracks and things. Like, I think it's good, like, to learn everything yourself, and then, like you say, you're not if you do make a bit of money out of it, you can reinvest it in whatever you want. Like, I'm getting to that point now where it's like I was doing everything myself. Well, I have been doing everything myself. I still am doing everything myself, basically mixing, mastering, etc. But my next track, I want to get somebody else to do the video, because I'm just like, it's a lot of hours video editing, and I've made a little bit of cash out of it now. So it's like, I feel like I can reinvest that in getting my time back. But speaking of, like, what you were saying about writing songs with other artists, so tell us a little bit about New Artist Spotlight, your experience of it, and if we can expect any collaborations or anything like that.
Well, the experience with NAS, with New Artist Spotlight, was great. I mean, it's a great community, and there's so many talented people there, and it's fun. I mean, you have to invest some time, but it's worth it, because it's a big community with so many artists you can talk to, you can collaborate, and it's fun. Until now, there's no collaborations in the planning, but who knows?
Just the reason I ask that is that I've not said it for a while, but myself and Origin are available for collaborations, but exclusive price for podcast guests is just £1 million per verse for me. And
$1 million US for me.
Okay, I see. Let me check my wallet.
You wouldn't be the first to pay
it.
First pay and then okay. Now
just
I'm open.
You don't have to make a decision now. But we'll chase. You don't have to make a decision now. Think about it, but we'll chase you up.
I will.
We'll hound you with lots of emails and text messages and.
So, you got a song for us yet, or what are you doing? Yeah. So, it's always something kind of like to ask is how did you discover New Artist Spotlight?
It was through daily playlists. I was, I put my song. I think it was my first single, New Horizon. I put it on there, and one day I got this message from a guy named Ed. He said, "Hey, don't you want to join our community? And it's free, and great people there." And I first thought, okay, maybe I'll check it out and see what it is. And so I got into there. Yeah, I joined it then and checked it out, and it was really cool, and I liked it. And it's been over a year now. I think it was December 21 when I joined, and it's great. I mean, I'm here doing a podcast with you. I mean, never thought I'd do something like that a year ago. So no, it's great, and so much support, and yeah, we really like it. I can only recommend it.
Yeah. I wonder, do you do any live gigs?
I do, yeah. I have a cover band. We do top 40 stuff, and we play from weddings to company events, and I play the drums and sing with them. And then I have a metal band, Am I God, where I play the drums too. And we just did 3 gigs in the last few weeks. And yeah, it's always fun going on stage and playing music live, your own music or cover music. Anyway, it's a great experience being on stage and seeing the people dance and sing and clap along. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Do you play the drums and sing at the same time, Phil Collins style?
Yeah, I do.
That's class, man. I love that. You don't see that often.
Yeah, it's a shame because it's you have so many guitar players singing and playing simultaneously, but on the drums it's much easier because you don't have to search chords or anything. You just play your beats and your whatever you play, and you know. For me, it's
both legs and both hands going in different rhythms, and you're trying to sing as well. I don't know if that'd be easy for you.
You have to use your hands too. So, and you have to look. Oh, where's that chord? Or you know. So
yeah, it's true.
But yeah, you don't see that very often. I mean, it's Phil Collins, although he didn't play and sing very often simultaneously. And there's from the Eagles, what's his name? Don Henley. He did that. Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, why just sit there and play the drums and look all, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, man. Southern. So we're going to play one of your songs today. Which song are we going to play?
It's my third single, My Time of Misery. It's a, yeah, how can you call it, a rock ballad? I don't know. It's, yeah, it starts with the piano, which is, and I don't have so many piano tracks. Yeah, and it's a song. It's a kind of sad song, but I think it has a positive message too. And it's quite an old song. It's actually I wrote it over 20 years ago for my band back then, and the first version was on guitar. But for my own stuff, I changed it to keyboard because I thought it fits better. The whole atmosphere and the mood of the song. And yeah, it's about feeling sad and disappointed in the world around you and having problems, but also about getting out of that state you're in, you know, breaking out and yeah, something better, I hope. Yeah.
Cool. Well, please do the honors of introducing me.
So this is my song, My Time of Misery by Michael Sopolidis. That's me. Hope you enjoy it.
All I know when I think about the life that I had so far, there's nothing I would go back for. And all I see when I'm looking at the world around me is hate and anger. Whoa. All this time that I'm walking through the streets of lies, I can feel my feet are disappearing in the dirt. For all I have is a hope that some things change, but they don't. So I have to get away, leaving this all behind me. Everything that I hate, closing this hole around me. I've been falling through those endless years, my time of misery. Time of misery. Time of misery. Time of misery. It's over now.
Thank you for letting us play that, mate. And when I was listening to it, I was anything but miserable.
Okay. So you got out of that misery.
Yeah, man, it was really
so the
good.
song works. It does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, it was perfect, man. So I think you one of the things you wanted to talk about as well is you were saying you've got a new project coming up. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Acoustic Project, right?
Yeah, Acoustic Project. It's a funny thing. We talked about playing live music, and which is something I really enjoy. But until now, I was always with a band, as a drummer or bass player, sometimes as a singer. And this is the first time I'm really alone on stage, just me and my guitar playing mostly cover songs, but some of my own songs. And it's fun, I just did the first gig a few weeks ago in an Irish pub here in my town. It was great. I mean, there were a lot of people I know they were enjoying it. I was enjoying it. It was really really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Can you tell us any of the tracks that are on it, or is it a top secret?
No top secret. It's rock and pop classics from the last 50, 60 years. Some Bon Jovi, some Bryan Adams, some
Big
pop
one.
stuff. It's everything I like, and I hope the people like. It's fun, and it was really something new for me, and I was really nervous before the gig and at the beginning of the gig until I got into, and got more comfortable. But it was really nice, and I hope I can do it again in the future. And my wife's pushing me to, and she says, "Come on, man, do it more often. You like it, and people like it." And yeah, it's really cool.
And I know another one of the things you were want to talk about is trouble finishing songs. So walk us a little bit through your process with when you're creating your originals, and then where do you usually kind of get hung up in the process?
Usually when I start a new song, it's some kind of idea on guitar, on the keyboards, or sometimes a vocal melody, or some lyrics that come first. It's depends, and usually the song itself is finished quite fast. I start writing, and for me, the process of writing and recording is kind of the same, because as I'm writing the song, I'm recording it, at least the basic tracks, and most of the time the basic tracks even stay in the finished product, in the finished song. So writing and recording the song isn't the problem. The problem is where it all starts is with mixing to make it sound right. And I have the songs I released, there were so many versions of them. Some go back 20 years. Like I said, My Time of Misery, it's a really old song, and it's I think there were at least 2, 3, or 4 different versions, and different mixes and different masterings, and it's because I never was really I never thought they're finished. They're the way I like them and the way they could sound, but I'm getting closer to getting the sound I really think suits the best, and I really like. Yeah, but I'm sure you know yourself. Sometimes you just have to say, okay, you gotta stop now. Release it or don't, but you gotta do something. And yeah, you have to decide, okay, it's enough.
Call that Plummy syndrome, where you've got 2 songs after about 4 years and the crowd are begging for you just to release something.
Yeah, I mean,
draw a line under it so you can get on to the next one.
Yeah, I mean, you probably it'll never be perfect, but you have to just say, okay, I like it the way it is now, and just release it and get it out there. So, because in the end, the people decide if it's good, not you.
That's true. I definitely agree. I feel like I've been a big proponent on this show of record it, get it done, and get it out, right? Because I feel like we as artists have a tendency to overthink and to over-listen and overanalyze, and then a song that people may actually like and enjoy, we will find so many faults with it that we won't allow ourselves to put it out. But we'll get to a point where we feel like we've outgrown that song, and it may be just right for somebody else, right? And I feel like we kind of cheat ourselves and the listeners of that when we just kind of hoard our own music and never actually let it see the world, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the people don't care if the guitar is a bit too loud or a bit too low, or if the snare drum's not the right sound. They don't care. They hear the song and they like it or not. And I mean, that's the most important thing about a song. It has to touch you, and everything else is just taste. And
I've never listened to a song and thought, oh, I wish that bass guitar was just EQ'd slightly less at the 100 hertz. Like, every musician's like so stuck in their head with it. But you're right, like, and it's an honor to be an artist, I think, these days. Like, we've got so much access to what 20 years ago we would have needed a record label to do for us, that it's a privilege to be able to just release stuff. And like, I think you can get bogged down in thinking about the whole release process as well, though, because that does take a lot of time, doesn't it? And like having to promote it and just post it on social media and get it on your platform and do all the forms and YouTube and stuff like that. You do your own videos as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do my own videos, and I try to do a video for every song I release. Well, maybe not every song, but every single I release.
How does that work logistically? Like, you just set up a camera on a tripod or a phone or something, and then just like run into frame and act stuff out? Like, is it just you, or is it?
Yeah, until now it was just me. Like I said, it's 100% me, and I do everything. And it depends on the video. I mean, the video for My Time of Misery is more a graphical video with some animation. But the video for Listen to My Heart, for example, it's a performance video with just me doing, all the instruments. And that was quite challenging because I set up a green screen in our living room and set up the drums and picked up the guitars and just filmed myself before in front of the green screen, and then edited it all together and put in the background and animated the background. It's really a lot of work, but I think it was worth it. And yeah, it's it depends. I don't know what the video for the next song will be, so we'll see. But it's something I'm gonna do myself again.
Yeah, it's good, man. But it does mean you're only releasing like 1 or 2 songs a year, maybe.
I hope there'll be more. Actually, I'm working on an album or 2 albums, but I'm working on them for 20 years now. Yeah, it's the time.
Yeah.
And no, original idea was to release an album with few of my songs and mix all the genres together. You know, it's a metal song, it's a pop song, it's a rock song, and all the stuff. But in the end, I decided to split it up into the 2 albums. The one is the darker metal stuff, like the songs I released until now, and the second one will be the lighter stuff, the maybe more uplifting and a bit softer pop rock. And hopefully I release the first one this year. We'll see. I thought I'd have it finished 2 years ago. Just didn't work out. No, but I'm working on it, and I hope in the next few weeks, 1-2 months, I don't know, I'll have the next song released. Yeah.
Can I suggest a couple of album titles for you? I think they should be called Michael Sopolidis and Michael Sopolidis.
That's good. Not,
is it?
No, it's actually
do that one.
No, it's a good idea. No, they call New Horizon is the overall title, and then it's New Horizon Dusk, and New Horizon Dawn for Dusk for the harder stuff, and Dawn for the lighter stuff. Yeah, I hope I release some
podcast exclusives.
There we go.
Podcast exclusives. You heard it here first, folks. Just remember that.
Or did you smell something in the air?
Yeah, it smells like eggs and bacon, maybe some peppers.
You sure about that? Oh, nice.
Eggs.
That's not what I was smelling. What I was smelling was
the other thing?
Undeniable scent of the NAS 5.
Oh, I see.
I do smell that.
Actually, you're sitting in the same room, aren't you?
Yeah, about 4,000 miles away from each other, something like that. But so, do you know the rules, Michael? You only get 15 seconds maximum for each question.
Okay.
If you take more than 15 seconds, or if you don't answer a question, then you get banned for life from this show.
Oh, okay. I give them best.
You get tomatoes pelted at you as well.
I didn't get that.
I said you get tomatoes pelted at you as well. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So, question 1.
Or tomatoes.
Tomatoes. Tomatoes. So, question 1 is, who is your favorite band of all time?
My favorite band of all time? Ooh, that's a hard one. I don't really have one single favorite band. I'd say the ones that come to mind are Metallica, Winger, Whitesnake, Genesis.
Good choices. Nearly over your 15 seconds, but never mind.
You're real close. If you could have the voice of any other artist on the planet, whose voice would you have?
I think that would be Kip Winger of the band Winger. I really like his voice. He's got a really strong rock voice, but also really, soft. I really like his voice. One of my favorites.
Question 3. If you, what's your favorite song from New Artist Spotlight?
It's Face Tomorrow by Panem. I really like the one. It's got a little 90s feeling, like Skunk Anansie, a bit funky. I really like it. It's a cool song.
Question 4. What is the cheesiest song that you love?
There's no cheesy songs I love. No, just kidding. I don't think it's cheesy, but many would consider it. But it's Is This Love by Whitesnake. I think it's one of the best rock ballads out there.
And question 5, if you could spend a day with any other artist from New Artist Spotlight playlist, who would you spend the day with?
Well, I spent almost an hour with you, so that was cool. But I think Ed Eagle is kind of cool. I think he's a cool guy and would be fun. Yeah.
Who's this Ed person you keep bringing up?
I don't know. He's he's the founder of the New Artist Spotlight community.
New, I think.
Really?
Oh, JHM's sidekick. That guy.
Oh, that guy. Okay, the guy that JHM was talking about.
Yeah,
okay, that makes sense.
Well, thanks for being on the show today, mate. It's been great to meet you. Have you got any like final words of wisdom, or do you want to tell people where they can find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Check out my videos on Twitter and my website, michaelsopolidis.com. And I hope you like my music. And there'll be some more to come, I hope. And yeah.
It's been a really good conversation with you, man. Thank you for taking in an hour to.
For my English, it's it's not so easy, but
no, you're good. You say you haven't really spoken English for years. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I hope it did make sense what I said. So
yeah, no, we were with you the whole time. That was good, dude. I mean, we're trying to figure out time zone differences and everything, but we all made it mesh and we all made it work. So, I'm glad you guys could all make it here at the same time. Some of us earlier than others, but appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, thanks for inviting me to your podcast.
It's been a pleasure, mate. It's been a pleasure to have you on. Yeah, thank you to everybody who's been listening as well, and everybody who's a part of the New Artist Spotlight community. Keep doing your thing. We'll see you next time. Peace. Out.
See you. Good night.
New Artist Spotlight.